None of these large domain lifestyle trials has actually shown a reduction in the incidence of dementia itself. Are you a person who is doing everything to keep healthy so that your brain can be healthy? If so, you would be interested in my sharing today. I'll be talking about what lifestyle changes do to your brain. More precisely, I'll be talking about the interpretation of two trials, the finger and the pointer trials. These are trials that see if these lifestyle interventions actually work. Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Chern. In this YouTube channel, I research and share about what can be done in midlife to make sure that my brain is in tip-top condition in my 70s and 80s. I first started exploring this realm with veteran neurologist Dale Bredesen. By the time he started publishing and speaking about reversing Alzheimer's, single-target drug trials against amyloid beta in the brain had been failing. His reframe was simple. Dementia is not going to be eradicated with one drug. Dementia is a multifactorial disease. To treat it, you need to intervene from multiple angles. This reframe made sense to many people, me included. What followed was Heather Sandison, who managed to implement this multiple intervention approach in her memory care clinic. And also an interesting guy called Hal Cramner, who implemented some variation of multiple interventions in his assisted living homes. And there was also Richard Isaacson, Dean Ornish, and many more people. The research has been piling up. Anyway, a news feature was published in Nature on the 7th of July, 2026. This news feature talks about the finger and pointer trials that put multi-domain lifestyle interventions to the test. This is akin to putting Dale Bredesen, Heather Sandison, and Richard Isaacson's approach to the test. The finger trial was run in Finland starting 2009. Its American cousin, Pointer, was published last year in 2025. Both took the same basic shape. Recruit older adults with existing dementia risk factors, randomly assigning them to an intensive multi-domain lifestyle intervention, diet coaching, structured exercise, cognitive training, social contact, medical monitoring of vascular risk factors. And then there was a control group, lighter and much less intense. They then measured changes in cognitive performance across 2 years. The results were positive, technically. In finger, the intervention group's cognitive test scores improved by 0.04 standard deviations, more than the control group, a difference the researchers describe as a 25% relative improvement. However, independent researchers in the field have been blunter. Ido Richard, a neurologist at Redbird University Medical Center, called the effect very small. Hussein Yassin at USC called it tiny. One way to translate 0.04 standard deviations into something more intuitive is this. If you picked one random person from the intervention group and one random person from the control group, there will be roughly a 54% chance the intervention group person scored higher on cognitive tests. This also means a 46% chance that the person from the control group scores higher. This is almost a 50-50 coin toss. Not so great. The pointer trial tested a more intensive structured program, 38 specialist meetings over 2 years, against a lighter self-guided one, 6 meetings over 2 years. They found a similarly modest edge. It was equivalent to slowing cognitive aging by 1 to 2 years. 1 to 2 years is not too bad, right? But it's not enough to settle the argument. Christine Yaffe, a UCSF dementia specialist, offered the more skeptical read. With such a small difference between the two groups, another interpretation is that neither worked. And critically, this is the detail I think gets lost in a lot of dementia prevention content, mine included. None of these large domain lifestyle trials has actually shown a reduction in the incidence of dementia itself. They have shown small effects on the cognitive test scores over a 2-year window. That is a much weaker claim than these interventions prevent dementia, even though the two get conflated constantly in how this research gets communicated to the public. Anyway, back to the point of this video. The Nature article is saying that all these multi-domain interventions are not making a significant dent to help us prevent dementia. What's your take on this? How do you feel about it? And do you have your own personal positive experiences to share? Thanks for listening.